Howdy, howdy, everyone. This is Inside Russia. Welcome. My name is Konstantin. I'm streaming live from the very heart of south of Russia. Very hard and very hot. We're having a heat wave, which is fairly normal for August for the city of Rostov-on-Don. It's in the high 30s every day, high 30s Celsius and over 100 Fahrenheit. Business as usual here in the south of Russia. Thank you very much for joining me today. I have quite an unusual message. I usually give you my opinions, analytics, news, forecasts and so forth about what has been happening in Russia, what I think will happen in Russia, and what is current state of things. But today I've decided to do something different. The reason, well, I've heard many opinions recently of Russians saying, hey, nothing has changed in our lives. We're doing fine. Everything is well. And people who make videos on YouTube saying how terrible the situation in Russia is, they're just after the hype and they lie. And it's not true. Well, what really ticked me off, and I decided to make this video, was a comment that I read this morning on one of my videos, exactly a video about fear is growing in Russia. The comment I will quote is from a Russian viewer, obviously, because he left a Russian comment. That's from Sergei Sarachev. And he said, нет, я не собираюсь грубить и нарушать правила, но хочется у вас спросить, вы больны? In English, it literally means, no, I'm not going to be rude and break the rules, but I'd like to ask you, are you mentally ill, insane, for making that video? I take it he thinks I'm mentally ill because Russia is business as usual and I am fearing things. Okay. So instead of just talking about how Russia changed, I do that a lot. I've decided to take you along with me on a day adventure in Russia. Basically to tell you what I usually do or what I could do in a day and what I would see if I were to do it right now, today. Actually, most of these things I'm going to tell you about, I've done in the recent days. So this is the very up-to-date information. So without further ado, let's jump right into the adventure. Well, I wake up and sometimes, first thing I do, I try to stretch and then I go outside of the house and I walk to the nearest coffee shop. There's a little kiosk that actually has decent coffee. And I usually buy cappuccino in the morning. And let's say I wake up today early in the morning and I go get a coffee. Coffee is the same, very good. And the girl who makes the coffee is the same. Usually, we greet one another, wish one another good morning. And the price for coffee is still the same, hasn't changed much. Right after coffee drinking, I decided to stop by a nearby food store, my local food store, just to do some basic grocery shopping. And what do I see there? No shortages. Everything is stocked. There's plenty of everything. There's one tiny little difference, the prices. The prices for food, for most of food, have risen from 20 to 50%, in some cases up to 90% for rare items. It really is strange because Russian ruble is very strong right now. It's trading below 60 rubles for a dollar. Really strong. And I heard so many opinions from different Russians. Oh, the sanctions, that have been placed upon Russia, they're not working because, look, the ruble is strong. Well, the strong ruble means that it should benefit us, Russians, right? The prices should go down, and instead, they've gone up. Well, perhaps because everything is domestically made. Later in the day, I decided to go and do some shopping for imported gadgets, electronics, because nothing is produced in Russia. Everything is imported 100%. So, strong ruble means that the prices for electronics must have gone down. So, I'll check it out later. Meanwhile, while I do food shopping while I am absolutely shocked by the higher prices, some items even locked in a plastic anti-theft cages, such as regular butter, so people don't steal it. As one of the store employees explained me earlier in the summer, the store just started seeing increase in theft, petty theft. So they decided to increase security and safeguard themselves somehow. Locked up butter in anti-theft cages. Go figure. Meanwhile, I run into an old acquaintance, a person who I hadn't seen for, say, 10 years. And we were glad to see one another, and we start catching up, start talking about our friends, our lives, families, businesses, jobs. Except we don't really speak of everything, because quite a few things we hold, and we don't touch political events that are currently unfolding, and military events, and social events. And we do that silently, mutually, because we both fear. We haven't seen each other for 10 years. We don't know. I don't know what the person is up to. That person doesn't know what I'm up to. If I say something and the person wouldn't like, what are the chances the person would rat me out? So I don't speak of certain things. I keep my opinions to myself, and he does the same. And you could clearly see that something is left unsaid. If it was 1 year ago, this meeting would take place 1 year ago, we would have behaved differently, okay? We would have opened up completely because, hey, why not? Not today. Not in August 2022. Well, I'm done with food shopping. And I decide to go. My car is really, really old, and my wife's car old. They are both 12-year-old cars. Perhaps it's time to shop for a new car. Well, let's go check out the dealership. I really like Mercedes, but I'm considering BMW because, hey, BMW is BMW. So I decided to stop by both dealerships, Mercedes and BMW, just to see E-Class and Model 5. And they are right next to one another here in Rostov. So I hop into my car, my old car, and then I drive down just to find out that both dealerships, both Mercedes and BMW, closed. There are some signs in the window that there are still some cars on sale, and they suggest I go and look online. Very few, both Mercedes and BMWs left, because guess what? Both German manufacturers and all other manufacturers, for that matter, except for South Koreans, and there are rumors Iranians coming to Russia to sell cars, and some Chinese brands. Everyone else has left the building, and therefore no Mercedes, no BMW for me. But hey, in Russia, they say you're rich if you look at Mercedes. You're not gonna die without a Mercedes. Yeah, fine, I'm not gonna die, of course. I go and look at Lada, and you know what? Lada costs as much as my Mercedes used to cost 12 years ago, brand new. It cost the same as Mercedes and BMW. And the career brands, cost even more because, hey, they're much better than Ladas. And Chinese brands, they also cost much more than the Russian ones because they're also much better cars than the Russian ones. And there aren't too many Russian cars on sale because there are so many parts, foreign parts, imported that are used in producing of Russian cars that Russians are not, that the Lada is not being produced in large quantities. Let's put it this way. So I go look at the Russian cars, at the Chinese cars, and at the South Korea cars. And you know what? Compared to Mercedes and BMW, I'll be honest with you, those cars are crap. Even the South Korean ones. So I'm very dissatisfied. I don't want to pay millions and millions of rubles, tens and tens of thousands of dollars for something Chinese or Russian or South Korean. Thank you, but no thank you. So I go home, and this is getting close to lunchtime. I gotta get some work done because I still work, I still get paid, but honestly, there's not much work. There's much less work than it used to be because our industry has imploded and we're desperately trying to find new ways of survive, how to expand business. We're looking at Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, but it's really difficult to break into the new markets, especially markets as specific as Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, let alone Mongolia. I pick up my phone and I call all potential or future past clients, and I just, I want to get touch with them and I want to update the situation. I call them every week anyway. And I pick up, I call, they answer, and most of them aren't doing well. Most infrastructure projects have been frozen. Companies are trying to cut expenses as much as they can. There's huge amount of uncertainty in our industry, and honestly, many customers, they don't know what to do. Large metallurgical plants, one of the largest plant in the world is our customer, always gave us orders. Now they are reviewing their investment budgets for 2022 and 2023 because their situation is not good. They're under sanctions. They cannot sell their products, metal, steel, almost to anywhere. And kind of same thing with most other companies. So work is not well. And this is a real situation. That's what I do every day. I work less now, and I let my shareholders know because there's much less work. It's not my decision, It's not. It's just this is the reality. This is the new normal today. And that cannot continue like this for a long time because, hey, business is business. Companies got to make money to stay alive and pay people wages. Well, I'm all upset about that. I finish with my work and I decide to go and get something, some kind of software. For example, I go to App Store and go through different apps, see what I can get. Unfortunately, I can't get anything because App Store, simply Apple, does not want to take my credit card because all Russian banks are under sanctions. And Visa and MasterCard have pulled out of Russia. And if, in case you didn't know, our cards, our bank cards, and our banks only work within Russia. No one outside of Russia wants to take our money, and certainly not Apple. I tried to buy an app, and Apple gives me a message, oh, I'm sorry, we cannot process your transaction at this time. I go to some other services. Service as SAS, I think. Service as product, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I buy services online. I go to Epidemic Sound. That's online service for music that I use in my YouTube videos, and I try to prolong my membership. And there's a message: "Hey, you're Russian. We don't want your money. We do not serve Russian citizens any longer." I tried to go to a service called Canva, fantastic service for designers, online service that helped me so much in the past. Same thing. Oh, we are sorry. We're not going to take your money because you are Russian. Okay, what's next? Clean My Mac. Same thing. We do not service customers in Russia any longer. Luminar. Same thing. We don't service customers any longer. And that is with the most of software that comes from the West. Okay, they don't want to take our money. They don't process Russian Master of Visa cards, Russian bank cards, and they basically don't want our business. That's the new reality. That's what happens to us every single day. Well, you know what? I gotta make a good use of the strong Russian ruble. Okay, at least I can go out and buy gadgets that's manufactured abroad and imported to Russia. Strong ruble means lower prices. Much stronger ruble means much lower prices, right? I mean, that's no other way around it. So I hop in the car and I drive to the closest large electronics store. And I get in there and I want to buy a new iPhone for my wife. I really like iPhone 13 Pro Max. And I bought one for myself last October when they came out. Fantastic. I'm streaming on one right now. Good picture, always at hand. Fantastic device. The best device I've ever seen in my life. And I want to get the same thing for my wife. Well, I paid 120,000 rubles for mine. 119,900. And I figure, well, the ruble is 20% stronger now. The best performing currency in the world. That means that the prices for iPhones, they must go down by 20% at least. What do I see at the store? Well, the iPhone that used to cost $120,000 right now, costing 119,000 rubles, 120. Now it's costing 159,000 rubles. So in 6 months, the price has risen by 40,000 rubles. Just think about this. $650 I have to pay now on top what I paid back in October. The ruble is much stronger. There's something wrong with this picture. 2 and 2 does not equal 4 here. Okay, this is really strange. I don't understand. Perhaps it's just the iPhones. Perhaps demand is high, whatever. Russians are so rich now, they're just buying iPhones as, hotcakes. And they just simply don't have enough iPhones in stock, perhaps. Well, I decided to go and see for how much a new MacBook Pro M1 chip costs. You see, I have an older MacBook, and I want to buy a new one. And how much is that? Used to cost 189,000 rubles. Not too long ago, 6-7 months ago, and now it's costing 259,000 rubles plus 70,000 rubles. That, my friends, is $1,200. So now I have to pay $1,200 on top of the price, not very cheap price by any means, that I had to pay, 6 months ago. Again, something's wrong. Russian ruble is so strong. The prices for everything, for all gadgets, for all imported, must go down, but somehow they're going up. Ah, okay, whatever. Too much, I can't afford it. So I step out of the store and I go to a pawn shop. Pawn shop to me is an indicator, it's a small sign of how people in general do. If pawn shops don't have much stuff to sell, it means that people are not in need of sell anything at the lowest price, because a pawn shop is the last place you go when you're like in absolutely desperate situation. So I walk into a pawn shop, actually walked in today, and I see tons of stuff. I see Apple computers, brand new Apple iPhones, slew of old used Apple iPhones, very cheap ones. Useless gadgets such as AirPods, like headphones, things like that. I mean, they're nice to have, but when times really get hard, you get rid of them at first because they're a luxury, they're not necessity. And the pawn shop, my closest to my house, is full of this not necessities. Gold jewelry, oh my gosh, that's overflowing. And they're running a sale. They're taking 70% off the price. But guess what? Not too many customers. People, it's not the time to buy, it's time to sell. It's time to, tighten your belts, so to speak. Right next to me, a picture I'm seeing an older man trying to sell his watch, real good watch, Swatch, I think it's called. It's like entry level Swiss watch, and it's the guy is not rich, but he's not poor. He's middle class, but he's selling his watch to a pawn shop, and they're giving them a fraction of real price. They're giving him like $100, and the watch is worth 400 or 500. Okay, and I see the look in his eyes, and he's ashamed. And to me, that's a sign of times. So I just leave the pawn shop. Not the happiest place to be. The other people's sadness in these things that are sold to pawn shop. So I get to get gas for my car. I gotta get to the gas station and pump gas. I go ahead and do that, and guess what? There are no lines, plenty of gas, and the price is the same as it was on February 24th. Hasn't gone up, well, perhaps by a few percent, but it's almost not noticeable, okay? No big deal. So, gas is out of the way, but next thing I need is to service my car. I go to change oil and change front suspension. Well, not so easy. I mean, it's easy these days. It's as easy as it used to be, but it's not as cheap. The oil is twice as expensive because I get imported brand oil, and replace parts in my suspension twice as expensive compared to later last year, because I got a quote and I never did that. Forget it, I thought later. Well, later it is, and I have to pay twice as much. Pretty sad. And I think that I need to make more money. So I go back home and I go online and I start searching for jobs. Perhaps a side job, or perhaps just change a new job. When I go the website called Avito, there are two major sites in Russia. One is specialized called Headhunter, and that's just like a recruiting site, monster.com, that type of thing. And another site is called Avito. You can buy and sell everything, and they also have HR department. And I see a slew of resumes, and I don't see many job offers, job positions, vacancies. The vacancies that I see, they're very little skilled labor, and they don't pay much. Up to 40,000 rubles, which is $800. But I can't live on that. I need much more money. I have a large family. The jobs vary from 20,000, from 400 to 800. 800 is the highest I could find here in Rostov. That's it. Not too many job offerings, and so many people look for jobs. That is also a sign of times. Well, what do I do? What do I do after that? I go to the mall, nearest shopping mall. I see tons of stores closed. The foreign, uh, Western brands pulled out of Russia. They closed stores, and some Russian stores also closing because there's no business. Very few people. Not like 6 months ago. There are a few reasons. First is, of course, the economy is going down. People don't shop as much any longer. Second reason, it's also important. It's summertime, height of summer, and a lot of people are out on vacations. Also, not the best time for shopping. And prices are just too high. People can't afford many things anymore. So I go to a shopping mall and I look around, and I actually did video. Nothing's changed since June. Go and watch my video. Quite a few videos on shopping malls, different shopping malls in Moscow and Rostov. Same thing. That's what I saw today, literally. I decided to dine out in the shopping mall. I found a nice restaurant and not too many customers. Quite a few people still. People do eat out, and the food court has some people. Prices are crazy, and the restaurants have increased the price menus, but people still dine. I don't want to talk about what happens when I turn on TV. I don't usually watch TV, just a couple times recently, just to see like what's going on. I don't even want to go there. You know, these things that I have just told you, I kind of do in a day, perhaps over a week, over a couple weeks, but these are real actions, real things that I do. I go places, I buy things, I shop for things, I work and things like that. And if to give you to sum it up, overall, right now, if you get onto a street of a Russian city and look around, you will not see much of a difference from, let's say, last summer. Not major difference. A major difference for me would be like no people on the streets, no cars, no traffic, things like that. Like we had in the lockdown a couple years ago. That was major. No, nothing like that. Russia is still functioning. It's still operating. People still celebrate things. They get married. Some people die. Some people are born. Most people still work. A lot of out of job, and that number is rising. Unemployment rising, but people still generally work. Taxi cabs run. Bread is baked. Food is sold. Gadgets imported. Things like that. But you can see lots of small signs of trouble, signs of change that you did not see a year ago. Overall, people are not that happy, at least from what I see around me. They're concerned. They're concerned. I think most of all, they're concerned with their future. Okay? Some are concerned with what is happening not too far from Russia. Some are hurting. A lot support what is happening visually. They wear certain clothes with signs. They put certain signs on their cars, and some people looking at that are ashamed. So I clearly see that there's a chasm in the society about that. No one is starving. There are no shortages of food. there are shortages of foreign-made cars, that's for sure, German cars and things like that. But there are no shortages of basic necessities that we cannot live without. But they've started disappearing. For example, if you go to KFC, you will not be able to buy a Coke anymore. They serve you some mumbo jumbo drink, and they call it Coke. And then when you call them upon that, they say, "Well, this is our own brand," but you still can get Seven Up and Fanta or Mirinda or something like that. But the signs are there. You go to a bank and you're so limited to what you can do with your bank account. If you have savings in dollars, you cannot withdraw dollars. Okay, that definitely is a huge change. That's definitely a sign of something not well going on in our country. Okay, if you go to a store, you will see prices so much higher. People thinking over so much, so making decisions what to buy so hard. They would take something off the shelf, look at it, put it, and then get something cheaper. You see lots of things like that. You see people taking more and more transportation, taking less and less taxi cabs. People less dine out. They more like cook more. They cook at home much more these days. That I'm just making a judgment by seeing how restaurants are hurting and things like that. So Russia is not starving. Russia is not dying. Russia is living. People are living, and things are still happening here. But this is definitely not business as usual. And this is definitely not happy-go-lucky attitude of people that kind of was 15 years ago or 10 years ago. Like, throw us anything, we'll overcome. No, nothing like that. In my eyes, things are not well. But there are some Russians, perhaps quite a few of them, who sense these changes. You cannot hide from them. You sense them at work because uncertainty at work. You sense them at family. You sense them on TV. Anywhere you go, anywhere you look, you will find signs of this heaviness in the air. And they try to hide from it. They try to ignore. I think that's how they're trying to save themselves from, I don't know, mental trauma perhaps or whatever, but they are in denial. They're saying everything is normal, everything is fine, ruble is strong, look, we're gonna be fine. We don't need this foreign-made cars anyway. We should have banned them before we even left, Things like that, attitude like that those people have, and there are quite a few of them. Quite a few of them. Lots of people are living in denial. But I think sooner or later, harsh reality is going to catch up. My bet is end of the year, beginning of next year, perhaps middle of next year. We will see. This has been my message. My friends, thank you very much for coming today. Again, thank you for hearing me out. I hope you find it interesting and valuable somewhat. Please let me know in the comments what you think. I would love to hear your opinions, and I'm turning the comments on. Again, thank you so much. Every live stream is so motivational for me. It gives me strength to keep on going. When I hear comments of many people, the usual suspects and the newcomers, and most comments are fantastic, and it just gives me so much energy. Opening chat, and I see Mammy. No, not Mommy. Angelic Cat, number 1 today. Reese Gray, Mommy, and Lorna, number 3. You always post at the same time. Bruce, Harry Potman, howdy Harry, Filippo, Tim, Klaus, Frank in Texas, Jess Terry, Todd, Born in the USA, Sylvia, Ludmila, Luke King, Scott, Mika, Jeffrey, May, Mr. E30, Mr. Mercedes, Finola, Lectris, Lectrix, Blackhead, Royal, Ferrari Guy, Chirper, Bob S., Henrik, Mototom, Next, Maxbrit, TP Trader, William, Dr. Detroit, Toro 8 Star. Friends, thank you very much for coming. The usual suspects and the fresh faces. Fantastic to have you here. Thank you so much. First super chat from Reese Gray. Reese, I don't know. I think you're gonna stay for life as the champion of super chatting here at Inside Russia. Hello from Canada, Mr. Popular. Russia is becoming worse by the day and citizens say that there's nothing they can do about it. Makes me understand the strength of democracy more than ever. You follow? Very much so. Thank you. I follow. Same here. I hear that as well. A lot of people saying, so many people saying, hey, what can I do? So I just shut up and sit and watch. They can, they just decide not to. That's the choice. Thanks for the super chat, Reese. Fantastic to see you again. And Blackhead has given a gift of sponsorship to 5 new people. Thank you so much. That's not your first gift. I really, really appreciate it. We have new members. They are Jan Allen, Tom Fenella Brewer, Paul Bins, I'm sorry. And we have 5 more sponsors. Welcome, my friends. Please come back on Friday or Saturday, haven't decided yet, for the live stream just for sponsors. So I will be very glad to see you. Amir Fazad, thank you so much for $2. Every dollar counts. For your wife's iPhone fund. Amir, thank you so much. I recently bought my iPhone, a new telephone to my wife. I was actually shopping for my mom. She has a very old iPhone SE. I actually made my very first video on YouTube, and it was February 23rd of 2019. And I did a walking tour of Russian neighborhood, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But then I flew to from Moscow to Rostov. My dad was still alive. He picked me up at the airport, and then I made a surprise visit and a surprise present to my mom. I bought her iPhone SE because it was small and it was very convenient to hold in a hand. And now it's 3 years old and it's getting old, and I want to get her new one. She sees worse, so it's gonna be a phone with a larger screen. But thank you so much. I mean, I've got the money, so there's no need for iPhone fund or anything, But I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. In today's stream, I gave you just a metaphor, that I was shopping for my wife. Lorraine Prosnowski, thank you so much for $10. Very strong message by itself. Thank you, appreciate, and really good to see you at the channel and at the stream. If you want me to read something with higher probability, please put it in caps and put my name right next to it so I see. Just like Blackhead did. Jeannie Pennington, howdy, howdy. P trader, are not a lot of Russian people never been abroad and they do not really care if foreign companies leave Russia? Oh, these are two separate things, P trader. Not too many Russians. I would say that just a quarter of Russians have been outside of Russia and have something to compare with the Russian life with. But it has nothing to do with foreign companies leaving Russia because, trust me, every single Russian has been influenced by foreign companies here. We are so used to foreign companies providing excellent goods and services to us that it's really hard to live without them. And Russians are going to feel the heat. I mean, we still have everything available because instead of going directly and cheaply to Russia, now it's going through Azerbaijan, Armenia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and it's increasing price on the way, if you know what I mean. It's called parallel import. And these things that used to be affordable now not so affordable any longer. They're still available, but they're just like iPhones, okay? Used to be 120, now it's 160. Come on. Maxi Brit, thank you for your live streams. It's great to have information about both sides of the story. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really glad you like it. Jimmy, hi from Germany. Howdy, howdy. SF Joe, King Kong, good afternoon. Howdy, howdy, San Francisco. Daniel. Charlie B is from Pacific Beach, California. Who? California. California knows how to party. Stu, howdy, howdy. See, I see a lot of people communicating with one another, and it's fantastic, Janice, howdy, howdy from Janice in Reno. Janice in Reno. Gamble for me a little bit, please. Thom Colton, I'm still awake to watch you live. Well, that's good. That's good. It means I'm not boring. Royalf, the price of oil keeps dropping. That has to be bad for your country. Well, it is. It is bad for my country. I understand why it is dropping. I mean, there's no questions or mysteries here for me. And I understand that my country is in for disaster in about 6 months when Europe all of a sudden stops buy our oil entirely. Okay? So that's not going to be good for my country. John Wakamatsu from Los Angeles. Buy some tea. Thank you, John. Thank you. I actually almost ran out of my tea, so your $5 come in handy. This tea was about 20 ounces, and I think it was $20, something like that, $1 per ounce. Have plenty of money in the tea fund now. Luke King, I see an argument for business opportunities given the diseased competitions of Western businesses, but you need a lot of capital and clever people for product development. Are capital and people available in Russia now? No, capital is not available. There's chaos in Russia. In Russian banking system, we've been sanctioned, okay? We cannot borrow overseas. Bad things happening that limit Russian banking system and access of capital to businesses, to people. That's number one. Number two, people available in Russia now. No. Well, of course, they are still available, but the brightest, the smartest, the most energetic ones, adventurous ones, they have left or they're leaving or they will leave soon because, of the current state of affairs in Russia, I guess. But that's not the biggest problem. You see, you're looking at the situation in Russia from a free market point of view. But these businesses that have left, They have assets in Russia, and these assets are for sale or for grabs. And there are certain people, and I hope you read between the lines, you understand who they are. Certain people in power, they just buying for cheap or grabbing these things, okay? And they don't like competition in general. So I don't see many business opportunities here in Russia these days. Luke King, thank you so much for the interesting question, and thanks for the super chat and support. Really appreciate it. Jan Allen. Hello, Bob. Is it Jan Allen or Jan Allen? Please let me know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Finally, I'm back to almost 100% and catching a full live stream. Well, that's great. Thank you. Have been keeping up to date with catch up. Good to see you and still here. Thanks to the mods and for all you do. Well, let me also say thanks to the mods for all they do, and thank you for joining. And you got a gift of becoming a sponsor from Black Cat. Thank you. Nightbot is here. Welcome, my algorithm friend. Sandra, my other Russian friends say the same things as you. Thank you. Sandra, you would be very surprised how many times I and people like me and your friends have been confronted by others saying, "What are you saying? Everything is okay. We will prevail. We'll show them. Things are going to be even better." I'm thinking, what are you smoking? Okay? I understand that. I understand that. Look, let's say economy is functioning normally in a normal way, and all of a sudden something happens to one industry, for example, airlines, and that industry is knocked out. Okay, and then, or for example, metallurgy. That alone, one blow to one industry would take a tremendous effect on the economy as a whole. Okay, and what is happening in Russia? All parts, all industries have been taking blows. Okay, and how people can say, "Oh, everything's normal, everything's all right," beats me. Okay, I can tell you that I am sincere. I'm telling you what I'm seeing around. These are my personal experiences. Everything I've said today, I've done myself. Except for, I'm sorry, I didn't go to Lada dealership, but I know enough not to go. I know I've seen the prices online and so forth. Everything else I have done with my hands, my feet and my hand. Ooh. Pete Trader, thank you so much for joining the sponsorship. And Black Cat, another gift to 5 more people. Wow, that's generous. Thank you so much. We have new sponsors, and they are. I can't find. Hang on. Mark Mark Haladwala. You have the easiest name in the world. I'm telling you. I like it. Haladwala. Thank you so much, Rogue Big Guy. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thanks for the support. Wild Wolfpack, it must be emotionally distressing for the deniers to endure hardship, then be asked to play opposite day for 6 months. I can understand how this is therapeutic for you to stream. Yes, it is very therapeutic. It keeps me sane. It keeps my feet on the ground, so to speak. I thought I understood the deniers, but you know what? The more I see, the less I understand them. Because I understand you can hide from reality, but you know what? You can try hide from reality, but reality is gonna catch up with you in a very, very harsh way. So thank you, Wild Wolfpack. Michael Milkevitz, Great to see you. How you feeling? Um, Still looking for new sponsors. Oh yeah. Where are they? It's becoming a very large stream. Anyway, I haven't found. Sorry, Tammy Mary, $5. Thank you so much. No message, but this message is strong enough, Tammy. I really appreciate it. And same thing from Vitautas Matuzas. I take it you're from one of the Baltics countries. It's always great to see a person from Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia. We've had such uneasy relationships in the past and in the current, present, and every time I see a person from the Baltics here on in the chat and the stream, warms my heart. And when someone sends the support, it means that they find my words valuable enough to actually do that. That double warms my heart. Thank you so much. Check-in time for Bob, so you don't have to worry about reminding me. 7 more minutes to go. Vasily, привет. Howdy from Jax, Florida. Howdy, Mark. Christian Cruze. The Moskvich business is getting better. There's actually a Moskvich racing club. Okay. Wait until the Iranians come. You know, they bring their Iran Samad something, you know. Oh, that's gonna be fire. They're gonna also make their own racing club, you know, street racers. Night Iranian Hawks. Michael Milkovitz, this is a great group. Thanks for everyone for caring. Thank you. Well, Michael, thanks for coming, and we pray for you every single day. We have prayed, I don't know, for 5 months probably now. So I hope you're doing better. You're definitely in my prayers and everyone's prayers. Thanks for coming. Great to have you here. Looking again, another message. Have you noticed more public sector job ads versus private sector jobs? Nope. Public sector jobs, I think they will become more popular, more sought after, because government will be paying. Government will not be firing. Paying peanuts, but paying anyway. But I have not seen this trend towards public sector jobs. They're like low paying anyway. They're not prestigious whatsoever. And the ones who pay better, like higher up jobs, they're given by, connections only. This is always an interesting indicator of where things are going. Also, thank you for the message. I always find them insightful. Thank you so much, Luke. Thank you for your support. And I agree that's an indicator, but I have not seen anything recently. People looking for private sector jobs as they pay most money. Devon Harris, I wonder how much all the closed businesses and trade restrictions will prevent the ability to regrow the Russian economy and how long it'll take. It's going to take years. I am afraid it's going to take decades. But the thing is, before it starts growing, certain things must happen. And they haven't happened yet. Okay? We still don't understand what future brings us. Is this the worst case scenario coming up? Or things are actually going to get better? This is something I pray for every single day with you. You come and pray with me. We all pray. But in order to understand the economy and make predictions and forecasts, how long it'll take, which direction it'll go, certain things must happen, okay? Sad. Very sad. Angelic at life. Isn't there anyone you can talk to about life there? Very few people. And you. Looking for questions. David, have you seen people coming to Rostov from Crimea? Thanks. No, I have not seen people coming to Rostov from Crimea, but people who go to vacate at the seaside, they kind of pass by Rostov. They go around. There is like a ring road around Rostov, and they don't drive through the city. So I don't really see them. Overall, if I look at the highway, traffic is a little higher than in the winter time. So there are cars on the road. They go back and forth, but that's not from Crimea. I think that's more from the Caucasus. That's where I went. The Sochi coast, I call it, on the other side of Crimea. And this year, much fewer cars than the previous years. Paula McDonald, howdy, howdy. Long time no see. Whoa! Hello, Freud from Taiwan. The first time I see someone from Taiwan, Jason Lee in Taiwan. My friend, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Please say hi from me to the wonderful people of Taiwan and my support to you. Jan Allen, Jen. Okay, it's the English female, Jen. So the J is pronounced as J, not as Y. Oh, that helps. That helped very much. It cleared everything. Fellow tea drinker. That's to you, Jen. Thank you so much for clearing up. Hello to Natasha and your family. Hello from my Bolia. Hello, my Bolia. Angelicat, no friends you can trust. That has to be rough. There are friends I trust. My real friends, true friends, I speak freely, 100%. I am sure in them as I'm sure in myself. And there are quite a few of them. But what I meant was, it's just the closest family, it's just the closest friends, and some colleagues at work. And that's pretty much it. No one else. But my circle of colleagues and people I know, acquaintances, is like over 100 people. And I've decided to not speak much, okay? Tammy, Indiana fan of yours. I am poor, wish to send you more. Tammy, no worries. Don't even worry about that. I mean, you being here is fantastic. You praying with us is priceless. Don't have to send money or anything. Have I ever asked for it? I really appreciate when people send, but that's so optional, so no worries. Georgia family dog tales. Howdy, howdy. Message was enjoyable as always. Cheryl and Lawrence. Cheryl and Lawrence, my sending my love to you from Russia. The time police says it's 1 minute past midnight, so one last question from Seven Ravens. Constantine curious, do you have any American friends there in the country? There are a couple people I can't call them friends. Um, my American friends are in America, obviously. There are a couple foreigners that I call buddies, but used to be many more Americans definitely now than now. Now many of them are gone. So, my friends, thank you very much for coming to the stream. Fantastic, fantastic to have you here. Thank you. I really appreciate. Like I said, this chatting with you, reading comments or messages, answering your questions is really motivational. Gives me energy to keep on going. Thank you. Thank you so much. And the last super chat from Bill Taylor. Love your messages every day and have learned so much about Russia. Fort Worth, Texas. Howdy, howdy, Bill. Thank you so much for the support and thanks for the message. Words like this really uplift me. Thank you. I'm asking everyone to finish this live stream with a prayer as usual. Without further ado, let's do it. Please, everyone, join me. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us this day. Thank you for putting food on our tables and roofs over our heads. Thank you for surrounding with people that we care and love and who care and love us. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy. Please help everyone in Ukraine. Please help stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Reach out and touch the hearts of people who can make it happen, who can make stop the bloodshed. Fill their hearts with love, mercy, compassion, empathy. Make their hearts softer, open their eyes so they make the right decision. I'm asking to reach out and touch the hearts of American President Joe Biden, Russian President Vladimir Putin. Touch their hearts, fill them with love, fill them with empathy, mercy, fill them with love, make them softer, make them talk to one another, and make them stop the bloodshed. Please help everyone who has been affected by this tragedy in Ukraine. Help everyone, civilians, Ukrainian soldiers, Russian soldiers, so no more blood is shed. Give everyone who's been affected strength. Please relieve their pain, support, hear and answer their prayers and make their wishes come true. Please help my country by sending an army of angels with sharpest swords led by Saint Michael to get rid of the demons who have hijacked my country and make it run by the angels, make it righteous again, make it good again. I'm asking you to help every single woman who's pregnant trying to decide whether to keep a baby or not. Reach out and touch them, talk to them so they make the right decision. Please give us wisdom to raise our children. Give us your help. Help us raising our children so when they grow up, they will make this world a better place and they will never ever fight with one another. Help everyone who's been affected and must flee, running for his or her life. Send good people towards their way and send help. They really, really need it. Thank you for bringing us together into this community and giving us opportunity to pray. Please help everyone who is praying along with me right now or watching us pray. Hear the prayer, answer the prayers of these people and everyone in this prayer and make everyone's wish come true. I would like to ask for some people who need your help. I'll start with my wife Natasha. Please help her. She needs your help, and we need your help. Thank you. And the other people are Nine Veka, Ellen, Elena, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie and Igor, Buzz and Mary, Jean-Paul, Paula, Janine, Michael Milkowitz, Marlene, Muddy, Narnian Lady, Susan S., Susan, Fiona, Freddie, Allison, Madeline, Stephen, Ellen, Sabrina, Michelin, Priscilla, Martin, Donald from Wisconsin, who always prays for himself and asking for his country, the USA. Allison and Dave Moyers. I found Waldo, Liz, Deborah, Isabel Legault, please. May her father rest in peace and give her strength to cope with her pain. Ariana, Liz, Bruce, Kayleen, Michael, Thomas, Tony, Jessica, Minutes to Midnight. I also would like to asking for 4 children who need your help, need your miracle, need your work, and their families also need your miracles and work. They are Maverick, Sebastian, Britzel, and Coulter. Show your mercy and show your love, please. Give them healing. Return them to their families absolutely healthy, please. Everyone is asking for a miracle or miracles to be performed and to be given to them and their families from you. Thank you so much, dear Jesus. Amen. My friends, thank you very much for coming. I would like to remind everyone that you are absolutely awesome and you rock, and sometimes you rock and roll. Mods, thank you very much. The usual suspects, the new people, everyone. I've had a pleasure of having you here. Thank you so much. Till tomorrow. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is a new message. Goodbye.